Hello there. I want to give you sort of a weekly update on what's going on for this English 121 class. And if you have any questions after this, feel free to just email me or even ask your questions in your responses to your journals. So the first thing I want to talk about is the introduction video. A lot of you did really great with your introduction videos, and that's wonderful. That's going to have you set up for the future assignment, the final presentation. But a lot of you struggled, and I kind of anticipated that. I figured a lot of you would be posting a video for the first time. Maybe even this mask is annoying, it just keeps falling down. Oh my god. For those of you that struggle with the video, with posting that video, you probably used an iPhone, you probably used some software that wasn't compatible on your computer. You're not used to taking videos off of your phone. You probably just hoard these videos on your phone because you have 256 gigs of memory, and you just think, if I don't like this video later on, I'll just delete it, or I'll post it on social media, and bam, it's on social media forever. But no, you have to be prepared to know how to manage your files, and you have to be able to understand that not all software and files are compatible. So that's a really big, important issue that a lot of people struggle with in my class. Is you'll use Mac computers, and they're not always compatible with Windows stuff, especially with older stuff. I don't have the latest, Word versions or even Windows 10 on my main computer. I have Windows 7. So be aware of those things, because even when you go to another school, you might end up dealing with what may not be the latest and greatest software or innovations in technology. So you just want to be aware of these things. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy anything by any means. If you want, I could recommend stuff that you could buy, but mostly for the cheap, so you can just kind of get things done and get more experience working with certain software, like editing software and stuff like that. Those videos, if you haven't posted the video, I highly recommend you take this time to continue and try to get that video posted. Mostly, again, so you can manage files and be ready for when you do have to create this video later on. It won't be a requirement for this class for your presentation to actually be a video, but I know a lot of you will probably want to create a video. So you have the freedom to do that. Others are going to want to create PowerPoints or some kind of slideshow, or maybe use some other web-based software. Some of you might create websites. It's entirely up to you. I'll just kind of present you with the tools, present you with the ideas, and we'll talk our way through it as the semester progresses. Those final presentations will be probably based on your essays that you've written throughout the semester, or even, as you can see, one of the samples that I had for the green energy module was a student took one of the readings and he created a presentation based on that particular reading. So that's a good example that you could do too if you like one of the readings, or if you found some topic interesting. You can just create something like that. So you would just supply me with the article that you read, and if it's something that you got from this class, you don't have to, because I already have it. Just include it like in the end, like a works cited kind of thing. But I'll give you more information on those presentations as we get closer to that. In the meantime, you're going to be going 1 week at a time, and you want to focus on your readings and your assignments, and you want to get all that stuff done. Because if you put it off too late, it's going to pile up. And when it piles up, you're going to be overwhelmed toward the end. So I've set this course up to really run very smoothly week by week. It's really not that much work and not that much reading. It might seem like it is, but it's really not. 122 is significantly more difficult than this one. Difficult in the sense of workload. I think you probably have, it used to be a lot easier, but the way I've designed it now, 122 is significantly more work than 121. So anyway, we had a quiz that I initially planned to be due on the first day of class, which is September 28th. Problem was, I forgot to publish it. I published the module, but I didn't publish the actual quiz. I don't know if anyone noticed that until like the middle of the week, but some people did email me asking me about the quiz, and some of you were kind of panicking, thinking that maybe you failed the quiz or whatever, you got off to a bad start. So I don't want you to stress over this quiz, but I do want you to complete it to the best of your ability. The point of this first quiz is for me to really get an understanding of where you are in terms of English writing skills for college classes. It's a very hard quiz, so if you failed, I expected that. I haven't had a single student ever pass that quiz in the first try. what ends up happening is we'll learn all the stuff that's on that quiz, and by the end of the semester you should be able to get 10 out of 10 on that quiz. Again, nobody passes, so if you failed or if you missed a bunch of questions, it's fine. Please don't cheat on that quiz. You're only cheating yourself out of your own education. And you know, if I notice that somebody's cheating, which is very obvious, I can tell somebody's cheating. So like, don't waste your time trying, because you're not going to be successful in cheating. In my class, at least, with your writing, with your quizzes, anything. So like, if anybody got 100 on this quiz, I know you cheated. There's no way. You didn't encounter any of this stuff in high school. I know what the curriculum entails. If you did, you probably had AP English and you probably forgot all that stuff. So there's no chance that you retained all that stuff and you just happened to have remembered it for this one quiz that you only had 5 minutes to complete. I guarantee you 100% students fail that quiz. So again, don't stress. It's a stress-free zone. We're not here to freak out because we have assignments due and stuff. We're here to learn and like I mentioned before, have fun while we learn. The next thing that we have is the summary response. Now the summary response was due yesterday, I believe. Today's the 3rd. So it was due yesterday, the 2nd. I took a quick glance just to see who submitted everything. And I believe I have 20 something or 20 or 21 students in this class. And I have 15 submissions. So that means a few of you didn't submit. It's no good. Again, that's going to mean that the work piles up on you. So you can try to be late, but again, it's going to affect you. And I don't even have to accept it at this point. But for this first week, because I know we're still getting accustomed to this whole online environment and stuff, I'll accept it. If you can submit it by the end of this weekend, that's fine. You still got 2 whole days where instead of you can't go out and party. I mean, you shouldn't, but you know, in the midst of a pandemic. But if you are able to submit that summary response this weekend, it's fine. I'll take a look at it. Now, the summary response itself is very easy. You may have overthought how to complete this. You're probably thinking I need to write a whole essay. No, you don't. It's a summary response, and I put very detailed instructions on how you're going to complete it. And that's you've got 2 to 3 paragraphs. This is all I want from you. The first paragraph is going to be a summary of either one of those 2 articles that I gave you. Now, those 2 articles, the topic is green energy. I'm giving you this topic because it's something that I think is important for you to encounter very early in your college career. Some of you have been in college for a while. Some of you, this might be your last semester. And many of you are returning to school after many years not being in school. But you should still be aware that this is the future of technology. This is the future of your own car, the infrastructure within your communities, and you should be aware of the change that's going to happen. It may not happen completely in our lifetimes, but it's bound to happen, and you can already see it happening, especially with the way battery technology is evolving. But you also got to be aware that some things have limitations, and the gasoline engine, for example, is a fantastic invention that's been around for well over a century, and it's still around being improved routinely. And as you may have seen in that one video from that one YouTube channel, Engineering Explained, it's not gonna disappear. Instead, people are going to continue to invest in it, mostly because it costs less than battery-powered technology. But again, battery-powered technology continues to evolve. So you'll see where we are maybe 10 years from now. I know definitely 10 years ago, anything that was battery-powered was trash. It was complete garbage. It just wasn't even worth your money. And if you did get something that was battery-powered that was good, it was like super expensive. Now these things are affordable. And when I say battery-powered, I mean like power equipment. The idea of a car running on a battery only 10 years ago, again, people were doubting that. People did not believe in the Toyota Prius by any means. And now it's I think the most popular hybrid vehicle that's around. And it's proved itself by surviving more than 10 years without requiring any major maintenance, other than like simple stuff like brakes and suspension stuff, which all cars are going to need. But in terms of like engine maintenance, transmission maintenance, battery-powered vehicles, hybrids, they really do outperform gas-powered cars. So take this as advice. If you're considering getting a brand new car, I highly recommend you look into hybrids or electric vehicles. You may not be able to afford an electric vehicle. I know my broke ass sure can't. But if you can afford a slightly used hybrid, look into it. It has already lasted somebody on the lease a pretty good amount of time, and they probably took care of it because they were probably rich and they leased it for a whole lot of money, and you're just buying it pretty much used, certified used, secondhand. You can get a pretty decent deal. So what you would pay for a slightly used hybrid, you would save money instead of getting a brand new gas vehicle. So really look into these things, because I don't want you throwing your money away on some trash that is going to blow a head gasket, and you don't want to deal with major maintenance like that. I've had to deal with that before. It's a big pain in the ass. What else do we have here? Let me briefly talk about the modules. Now, some of you have sent me emails saying that assignments are locked, like the first essay is locked. The first essay is not locked. The thing is, I've set up this course for you to go in order, so you can't skip anything. It would be weird for you to try to write a summary response if, let's say, you didn't read any of the articles for the green energy topic. So, what would you write about if you just went directly to that assignment? It just doesn't make any sense. So you have to go in there, you've got to read through everything, you've got to watch the videos. I didn't put those videos there for my health, I put them there for you. I've looked through these things, I've considered them, I looked at the articles, and I thought, this is going to be useful for the class. I think students can learn from this. And I think they really need to learn about this information. We could sit here, we could talk about Shakespeare all day. We could talk about some American literature, Hawthorne, or some garbage like that. But you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I've been there. I studied it for many years, and that's why I'm giving you green energy. So enjoy it. You won't see this in another English class. Okay, so again, you can't progress in the modules. That's going to be the whole semester. So if there's something that you have to complete before taking an exam or completing an assignment, you'll have to do that first. And again, it's for your benefit. It's not because I'm trying to be mean or anything. It doesn't make sense for you to leap all the way and try to take the final exam, because it's going to be impossible. You're missing all these things. If you do have questions though about how these modules work, feel free to reach out to me. Now, there's one particular module that it's not a requirement for, it's going to sound weird, but it's not like a prerequisite for any other module. It's just there for you to constantly refer to. And it's going to help you determine what kind of grade you're going to get. And that's the college essay module. That module is full of information that either I wrote or that I've gathered that could be useful to you. So I'm going to require you to have an MLA format, Model Language Association. So you're going to need a works cited page, you're going to need internal citations, you're going to need to be aware of all that formatting. Some of you might know that, some of you have probably never experienced it. So there's a link in there where you can read on the Purdue OWL how to format an essay, how to set up that works cited page. I highly recommend that once you set up a works cited page, you save that thing somewhere and you treasure it, because you're going to use it throughout all of college, or at least any humanities course. I know in other fields you're going to use maybe APA or Chicago or something like that, but in here in English we use MLA. So take a look at that and don't ignore it, because again, if you don't look at the MLA page, for example, and then you go and submit an essay and it doesn't have a works cited page, I have no choice but to give you a lower grade. And then you're going to sit there and wonder why. You might try to argue it, but the reality is, and you're not going to win if you say, I wrote a really great paper, but then you have no works cited page, because then it sets you up for looking like you plagiarized. So again, it's really easy to find those things. So the college essay module, it should be a little fun too, in addition to being informative. Anything that says warning explicit content is something that I wrote. I sat here late up at night and just wrote off the top of my head, thinking, okay, this is how you do this thing. And I treated that like if I were sitting in front of you in class and explaining this stuff to you. So I just kind of, whatever came in my head, whatever made sense, and I formatted it the best I could in Canvas, because I wrote it in Canvas, which I probably shouldn't do. Normally you would want to type stuff in Word, save it, but I don't know, I'm a rebel, I live dangerously. So I typed inside Canvas and the power could have gone out and I could have lost everything. That would have really sucked. But I was fortunate enough to not have that happen to me. So read through the college essay, read through all the modules, and if you have questions about any particular module, any reading or whatever, again, you can feel free to contact me. That's about all I have for now. I don't think I'm going to make many more of these videos, because what I would like to offer is to meet through Zoom. Now, we don't have to. This course does not require it. But if you have questions and you want to, let's say, set aside some time on a Saturday, I can set up a Zoom meeting and we can just kind of sit here and talk for, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. And if you have any questions, you can submit like a draft essay, and I can throw it up on the screen and we can all look at it and talk about however you can improve, and I can really answer all your questions. So I want to take away the whole feeling of this is an online class and turn it into this is me going out of my way to help you make sure you succeed in my class and future classes. It's the best I can do. They don't pay me any extra for doing that. It's just something that I do because I've taken an online class before and it was fucking trash. Complete, utter garbage. I'm talking like the person that wrote emails to me, it was all scripted, and you can tell. It looked like it was copy and paste. It looked like, even when I called and complained to the school, which was mostly online school, it was a guy flipping through pages going, well, you gotta work with your group and this and that. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I'm not gonna sit here and force you to work in groups. This is all up to you. If you put effort in, you're gonna get, a quality grade. That's just how it works. It doesn't make sense to sit for you to rely on somebody else to get a good grade. It's all up to you. And I'm here to help because, again, that experience, University of Phoenix, oh God, fuck that school. If you decide to transfer, do not go to University of Phoenix. That place sucks ass. I wouldn't send my worst fucking enemy to University of Phoenix. Oh, and by the way, I curse a lot. I'm really sorry. It's who I am. I grew up in the hood. It's weird. As somebody who grew up in the hood, has a friggin' master's in writing, and I teach English at a college. Mad weird, I know, but it's my personality. If you find it offensive, I'm sorry. Feel free to curse with me, not at me. I'm not gonna curse at you. Curse with me. Fuck this shit. Online pandemic environment. This is crap. Okay, so the last thing I have for you, I know that was pretty much everything, but we're gonna have another quiz. It's gonna be due Monday. I'm gonna post it after today, after you complete the first quiz, and then we're gonna have another essay, probably due in about 2 weeks. So you'll still have lots of time to read through stuff, and I'm probably gonna create another little page for the college essay module to show you how to write essay 2. I didn't create one for essay 1 because I figured all you're doing is summarizing and responding. So your response is really me just gauging your writing ability. So I only want like 2 or 3 paragraphs. And it's up to you. It's up to you. Just put the best effort in. First paragraph, again, summary. Second is just you just writing like you're a college student. There's really no other guidelines. I don't need an introduction. I don't need to work cited. I don't need a conclusion. It's just you writing and me seeing where you are. And you'll get a grade, and that's it. Any other questions, you can contact me, email me. Don't be afraid, don't be shy. Don't think that you're bombarding me with questions. This is my job. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy helping you. It's definitely not worth the money if you think about the workload, but it's definitely a passion. So feel free to ask me whatever the hell you want, and I will gladly do my best to answer and help you. Okay, so I'll see you all in the future, hopefully one day. Take care.